Okay, hi you guys. So today we're going to read Heading South. And I have a pretty difficult time figuring out where the screen is where you can see me. So I hope this is good. So I've got Miss Jane, and the massacre has already happened. Let me just scoot over a little more. Let's see. All right. So the massacre's already happened. And so here's what happens in the next chapter. I got my bundle together, and Ned picked up his two rocks, and we started for the river. Okay. It still looked too deep and too wide for us to cross, so I asked Ned what he thought we ought to do. Go up or go down? He looked up. He looked down. Then he looked up river again. He nodded that way, and we started walking. The sun was on our backs now. We walked all morning. Every now and then we stopped to nibble on something. We stuck to the bushes all the time, but we kept the river in sight. After going so far, I would move closer to the river to see how deep it was. It was always the same, deep, deep, and wide. That evening we heard voices. We was coming up to a bend in the river when we heard the people talking. I stopped and held my hand out so Ned would be quiet. Not that he had been making any noise, but I didn't want him to make any now for sure. We listened and listened. I thought I heard, but I wasn't too sure. So I listened some more. When I was sure it was N-word, I'm trying not to say it for you, I was hearing, I nodded for Ned to come on. We came around the bend and I saw and strung out all over the place, just eating and resting. I had never seen so many happy black faces in all my life before. We done made it. We made it up to Ohio, I said. But if this was Ohio, how come I'd made it here so fast? What was I doing carrying all this food on my head? Now, instead of me feeling good, I felt let down. When the people saw me and Ned, they all stopped talking and looked at us. Not far from where we was eating, I saw 2 wagons full of furniture and bundles. Now I didn't know what to think. Where would poor get this kind of stuff from? I dropped the bundle on the ground and asked the people if this was Ohio. It had been quiet till I opened my mouth. Now everybody started laughing, the air brimming full. One had the cheeks to throw his pan of food up in the air and not even bother to catch it. Food scattered all over the place. Then they got quiet. I didn't know why till I saw the white lady coming toward us. She had 2 girls about my size. What y'all want? She asked me. We going to Ohio, I said. This Ohio? This Louisiana, she said. Louisiana, I said. We've been doing all that walking and we still in Louisiana? You sure, missus? I sure, she said, and if I was you, I'd head right straight on back where I come from. No, ma'am, we ain't going back there, I said. Then stepped up and said, don't be telling my missus what you ain't going to do. She say you all go back, you hightail it back there. Ned stepped in front of me to hit him in the belly, but I made him get back. The white lady said, what you want to go to Ohio for? To freedom, I said. You free here, she said. Ain't you heard about the proclamation? I done heard it, I said. Don't mean I believe it. Then I looked up at that again. He was rolling his eyes at me like he wanted to slap me across the face. He had a round, greasy face and big white eyes, and he looked just like the driver we had left on the place. That kind was used to beating on poor black people who couldn't hit back. That's your child? The white lady asked me. No, missus, I'm just 11 or 12, I said. He's for another lady the Seckish killed yesterday. There ain't no more Seckish, she said. They had some there yesterday, I said, and they sure enough killed his mama and his little baby sister. When I said that, the rest of them started looking a little scared. Y'all going north? I asked the white lady. We're coming from Texas, the white lady said. We going south. We goes where us missus tells us to go, little dried up, the driver said. She knows what she's doing, not you. Quiet, Nicodemus, the white lady told him. We going back to our plantation, she said. We left it when we heard the Yankees was coming through. My old master and them didn't go nowhere, I said. Just hid out in the swamps with the goods till the Yankees packed up and left. Yankees do much ravishing to y'all place? She asked me. Not much. I said, nothing the first time. Too busy running after Seckish. Next time, took stocks, something to eat, that's all. I hate to think what they did to Rogers Grove, she said. It's been 5 long years, and I hate to think what I'm going to find when I get home. Maybe they didn't touch a thing, I said. Oh, if I know Yankees, I know they touched something, she said. I just hope they left the house standing. Y'all children hungry? We got food, missus, I said. What y'all got? Potatoes and corn, missus, I said. Y'all want some cornbread and meat, she said. I was hungry, but I made pretend I had to ask Ned if he wanted to eat. He said yes. The white lady told somebody to bring us some food. Her and her 2 girls sat down on the ground in front of us. Lord, I ain't seen nothing but ravishing and more ravishing, she said. Everywhere you look, nothing but ravishing. Ravishing, ravishing, ravishing. I've been trying to cry, but I done already cried myself dry. Not another drop in me nowhere. No need to cry, I said. Just got to keep going, that's all. Mrs. Just give me the word, the driver said. The white lady didn't even look at him this time. I looked up at him, and he was standing there rubbing his fist. If that white lady had just nodded her head, that would have knocked mine off. Your mama in Ohio? The white lady asked me. My mama dead, I told her. The overseer we had said he was going to whip my mama because the driver said she was hoeing right. She wasn't hoeing right. And so remember I said to you a few chapters back, hoeing is when they dig and till the ground. And she wasn't doing it right. My mama told the overseer, you might try and whip me, but nobody say you're going to succeed. The overseer aloud, I ain't going to just try. I'm going to do it. Pull up that dress. My mama said, you the big man, you pull it up. And he hit her with the stick. She went on him to choke him, and he hit her again. She fell on the ground, and he hit her, and he hit her, and he hit her. And they didn't get rid of him till he had killed 2 more people. They brought me to the house to see after the children because I didn't have nobody to stay with. But they used to beat me all the time for nothing. I never beat my people, the white lady said. Some people don't beat their, but they sure used to beat us, I told her. Old master used to beat us with a cat of 9 tails. Old mistress beat us with the first thing her hands fell on and had the nerve to cry when they said freedom had come. I ain't studying about her. You mind how you talk about white folks, the driver said. Quiet, Nicodemus, the white lady said. You going to your daddy in Ohio, she asked me. No, missus, I ain't never seen my daddy, I said. He didn't live in our place. Who you know in Ohio, then? Just Mr. Brown, I said. Mr. Brown? The white lady said. Mr. Brown who? A Yankee soldier, I said. He said, look him up when I get free. Oh, Lord, child, the white lady said. A Yankee soldier? You going to Ohio looking for a Yankee soldier called Brown? A Yankee soldier who might have been killed the day after he spoke to you? No Seckish bullet could kill Mr. Brown, I said. The driver cracked his knuckles when I said that. I didn't look up at him this time, but I heard his knuckles crack like dry wood. The white lady said, oh, child. How far that river out there go, I asked. Me and this little boy got across it before we had on. The white lady said, oh, child, there ain't no Ohio. If there is, it ain't what you done made it up in your mind. Y'all come back with me. Y'all come back. I'll treat you right. Me and this little boy start out for Ohio, and we go into Ohio, I said. When we got through eating, I thanked her kindly. Then I put my bundle on my head and stood up. Ned picked up his flint and iron, and we was ready to move on. They got a bridge for that river out there? I asked her. A ferry. What's a ferry? I asked her. The white lady said, Oh, child, come back with me. There ain't no Ohio. What's a ferry? I asked her. A boat, she said. A boat that carried people in wagons. And you're going to need money to ride. We ain't got no money, I said. Where are we getting money from? Come back with me, the white lady said. Thank you for the food, missus, but we going, I said. Just before we left, I saw one of the girls patting her mama on the shoulder, and I knowed she was crying. So in this chapter, heading south, we meet a woman who she went to Texas with her slaves to keep them safe when the Yankees were coming, and now she's going to go back to their plantation, and she wants Jane and Ned to go with her. So the reason why she wants Jane and Ned to go with her is because she knows that she'll treat them right and she can take care of them and then they won't get hurt. Jane tells us about her mama. So now we know that her mama's dead and we know how her mama died, right? So her mama was working in the fields and she wasn't doing it the way they wanted it done. And so they beat her until she died. It seems like she put up a little bit of a fight. And so now we can also see a connection with Jane and with Ned, because even though Ned's mama dies a different way, his mama got beaten to death, and so didn't Jane's mama get beaten to death. So there's a connection there. We also, what else do we find? We find out that this lady doesn't think that the Sekish are there to hurt anybody. And so she sort of let Jane know, like, they weren't going to bother her again. But she lets her know that they killed Ned's mom the night before. And so she also learned that the way to cross the river is with a riverboat and that she's going to need money. So we can take some guesses on what might happen in the next chapter. She's going to have trouble getting on that boat, I would think, right? So she's going to try to figure out how she's going to cross that river. So I'll see you in the next chapter. Go do some journaling. And later on today, I'll put some questions on Twitter for you to answer as well. Okay?